Scary games are something I appreciate more than I would say I really enjoy getting scared. Jump scares frustrate me more than anything. I'll jump and then get really annoyed that it happened. But Brookhaven, like I've played Rush of Blood, and I thought that was pretty damn jump scare heavy, as in it was a bit overdone. Brookhaven Experiment though is brilliant in the sense that it is a really enjoyable and I don't know, it really makes you feel good. Shooting that gun feels really responsive, it feels powerful, it feels really enjoyable. But on top of that, the sound design and the way the levels look and everything to it is terrifying in the best possible way. The video footage you'll see here is just based on one survival round, and there's also a story mode with a little bit more scripted events. This is just different enemies come at you, I guess one at a time, sometimes more, but aiming the gun and lining up shots and shooting them feels so good. And I honestly, I could not get enough of my time with this game, to the point where it's definitely going to stay in my rotation, just because of how good the atmosphere is, that it doesn't detract also away from the gameplay. And I think that's sort of really where I think Rush of Blood fell down for me, is that the scares kind of overtook the fun arcade shooting sometimes. And it was a bit, I don't know, a bit of a mixed bag for me in that sense, where the Brookhaven Experiment is both enjoyable, scary, but not to an unplayable extent, if that makes sense. Sometimes the game can be trying to scare you too much, so then the mechanics of the game not even go underappreciated. You recognize it less because you're simply affected by the scares, which is great for certain games, but in VR it is very effective. Like, scares are very effective. The 3D audio on PlayStation VR is still, to me, one of the most underappreciated aspects of the whole thing. It feels incredibly well done when it's done. Well, when it's done right, it's incredible. And the Brookhaven Experiment definitely takes advantage of that 3D audio feeling. But yeah, it's one of the best feeling shooting games there is. It's scary, it's replayable, not as much as other maybe gallery shooters, but I really love my time. Like, you can have a torch in one hand and a pistol in the other, and until you get the upgrade where you can have a pistol attached to your a torch attached to your weapon, I was kind of like having the two move controllers like you see in those cop movies, where they have the torch just under the other hand and it's resting on it for stability, but it's also showing the light. And that's sort of, as you can see in this video, it's pretty damn dark until you shine the light on things. And yeah, when you hear things before you see them, that can be pretty damn scary, but also it makes you react, it makes you turn, it makes you look, it keeps you invested, so you're not already scared by the jump scare, but you are on edge, but you can react to it. And I think that's sort of where the big difference lies for me. And the Brookhaven Experiment does it so well. Like, if you like your horror and you like your shooting weird demon things, there's no other game I can recommend more than the Brookhaven Experiment. The only thing I will say is you might see it actually from this recording. Things didn't feel calibrated right, and it happened more than once. Doesn't happen all the time. But it was definitely frustrating when I was capturing to just have such a bad experience with it. It's not, the reason why I bring this up is it's not usually how the game is. It's usually a lot more accurate and a lot more responsive. And I think it's worth mentioning because I think the gameplay footage unfortunately doesn't give the game justice. But in terms of PSVR games, it's one of my favourite ones I've played. I do still really enjoy shooting galleries, regardless of them being a dime a dozen. It's one of the best made ones, and I really enjoyed my time with it.